Right, so let's do this like we used to do, and we should do the minutes from our October 7th meeting while we're all here. And then I would like to move into the surveying issue since we just took up so much of the surveyor's time and I know how busy they are, present company included. So let's move it along. Richard, thank you for staying in there and listening.
You're welcome.
You have a stone face. You have a stone face stare on right now, you know?
Well,
All right, so we have our minutes from October 7th. I don't remember anything too controversial myself when I reread them. But if anybody has a comment or a correction, I would appreciate hearing it at this point, or a motion to accept as presented.
so moved.
Thank you, Susan.
Second.
Thank you, Bob. All those in favor of the motion to accept the minutes from October 7th as presented, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? That motion carries. We had no other correspondence this month. We did have a list of land surveyor candidates which passed the CBT exams. There were what, 1, 2, 3, 7. Is that right? 7 new applicants. Only one from Connecticut. Which is interesting, but nevertheless, that's a list of the land surveying candidates who passed the CBT exams. They're on page 2 of our regular agenda. Then moving through our regular agenda, just on D2, page 3, we have a list of the PE candidates who took and passed the CBT exams. As usual, majority were civil and the rest mechanical. That's on page 3. And then the next item on the agenda is the newly licensed model law class 4 applicants. By my count, again, there were 68 new reciprocity applicants from other jurisdictions into Connecticut. All right, so moving over to other land surveying issues. On page 6, we had 2 applicants for Class 6A exam credit part 1. Eichelman and Wos for Class 6A credit part 1.
Well, isn't Eric Lockwood on page 7 also in that same group?
On page 7.
That if you go to the next page,
Yeah.
there's one more that's
Yeah,
class
but
6A.
no, it's parts 1 and 2 next.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. So anyway, there were 2 applicants, Eichelman and Wos. Is there any comments on
Hazelman.
those 2?
Joshua, however you pronounce that, WOS. So he has a 2-year civil engineering degree. And then he has 6 years and 1 month or 2 months. So I have a total of that he has 8 years and 1 or 2 months.
I'm on this meeting. I'm running the meeting. Huh?
Joe Catalan, I think Rob helped him. Like,
Susan, what do you have there?
Did you hear me?
You got to a point where you totaled up, but I didn't have a summary.
Oh, well, I don't know if he has the 9 years.
Right, you're saying he's got 8-year 1 and not 9.
He's like short 10 months. It looks to me.
Do you have an opinion there, Bob?
I come up with the same number. If he gets 2 years for the 2-year degree and then 4 11 months plus 1 3 months, so that's 6.2.
So what type of
Oh.
experience is he lacking?
Well,
I,
he didn't have the total 9 years, right?
yeah, I didn't look at what he's lacking.
Oh, I'm just saying, here we go again with our application. I didn't see this application, so I don't know where the allocation of time has been, but is that something that we again should be looking at? What is he going to gain in the next year and a half if that's what he's, required? So if we have to deny him because he doesn't fall into the category of our specific application category, then we should think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could be inundated with applications where people don't have the 9 years.
I'm asking though I keep saying it, and I think it should be reconsidered as to whether or not another year of operating as a crew chief is going to make a difference in his ability to interpret a deed. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
If I may just step out for a minute because I don't even know how to put myself on hold here, but just give me 1 minute, please.
I think,
Go
go ahead, Ryan.
Susan.
I was just going to say, even now, there's something different you come up with every day. So, just to have the required experience. Otherwise, if we are only requiring 8 years, then we have to say that somewhere. But we're saying we require 9 years, and it doesn't appear that he has it.
I agree with you, Susan. I mean, if we're not going to go by a required period of time, then what we're really doing is assessing whether the person has the knowledge and expertise to do it, which is something that's what the test is for, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I
Right.
think it should be clear. If the time hasn't been met, then it's been met. If it hasn't been, it hasn't. And it is what it is.
I know, so that's it for today. So is there a decision then on Joshua Wolf's?
I think he should get the additional 10 months
Good.
experience.
So the motion would be to deny Joshua Wolf's for lack of experience in accordance with our regulations. Okay,
That would be the motion.
Is there a second to
A
that motion?
second.
Thank you, Ryan. All those in favor of the motion to deny Joshua Wolf's due to a lack of qualifying experience, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Which leads us to Stephen Eshelman.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion to approve Stephen Eshelman for Class 6A Exam Credit Part 1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carried. Then on page 7, we had Eric Loughlin for Credit Parts 1 and 2. So I always get confused on these when we have credits parts 1 and 2, and now we want to take the exam. What does that mean? So now we're taking credit parts 1 and 2 being national.
So Tony, just as an FYI, he took both exams, both the NCS exams, but has never applied for a license anywhere. So
Correct,
that's
so-
why he's that way.
Correct. So he's going to take the Connecticut exam. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So is there a motion to approve
He's
Eric
licensed.
Loughlin?
I was
So
going to say
moved.
he's licensed in New Hampshire.
That's fine.
He doesn't have a license, I don't believe. He just took both exams in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. He's not licensed though.
Correct.
He's not looking for reciprocity. He's looking to
Right.
take the Connecticut exam. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. So
I move I think he's got the time. I thought I saw 10 years.
yes, sir. Okay.
So I move we accept him to take the exam.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Susan. All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing on that motion carries. And our last applicant for Class 8 exam was Sam Zook. Again, he's got the fundamentals and the principles taken while in Pennsylvania. I don't understand what the difference is there, but
Motion to approve.
Second.
all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing on that motion carried. All right. And I believe that concludes all of the surveying business we had for today's agenda. Agreed? Did I miss anything? If not, I thank you for your time and the debate on those issues that were in executive session. And we'll see you in January. Wow.
Hey, Tony, normally I would stay for the engineering, but I have another appointment I gotta
Yes.
get to, so I'm gonna log off this time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Everybody have good holidays.
Yeah,
Thanks,
great
Bob.
holidays, everyone.
Okay, thank you. So let's stay
Okay.
on page 7 of our regular agenda, just for the formality of it. We have Class 9 licensees, Adams through Ubertali on page 7. Is there a motion to approve those applicants for Class 9 license?
So move.
Thank you, John.
Second.
Thank you, Richard. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carried. And then John reviewed Juan Rojas for Class 10, Class 10 license.
Yeah, he has a bachelor's from Columbia, and his NCEES reviewed him, and he's missing either a biology or chemistry class, but otherwise he's fine. Everything's fine about him. He could actually, I think, be applying to take the exam, but I will move to approve him for Class 10, since that's what he asked for.
Thank you. Second, Richard.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion to approve Juan Rojas for Class 10 license, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing on that, motion carries. So now we're going to move over to our regular agenda for applicant review. The first group is for Class 1 Credit Part 1. I reviewed those two applicants. Excuse me, Daniel Adams and Ludovic Joko.
Which page
Both-
are you on, Tony?
Oh, I'm sorry, page 5, Class 1 Credit
We're going
Part 1.
backward. Okay.
Well, I ran through the, I'm sorry, yes, sir. I ran through the notice of the reciprocity already. So now we're on page 5, Class 1, Exam Credit Part 1. I reviewed Adams and Joko. Both actively involved, found out that Mr. Adams worked here, and I do remember Dan a long time ago. And since that time, he's been with a large consulting company to the current. And the other applicant, Mr. Joko, is working with DOT since 2021. So they each have experience after the degree. So therefore, my motion is to approve Adams and Joko for Class 1 Credit Part 1. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, John. All those in favor of the motion to approve Adams and Joko say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. And John DeWolf reviewed the next group of applicants, Filiposka, Gibbons, and Haragi.
I
Go
move
ahead.
approval. They're all model law.
Second.
Thank you, Richard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Rob reviewed the next group, Kagan, McLaren, Mandlem, for Class 1 credit Part 1. He's got 4 years, and 7 years, all with good degrees and all endorses listed. Therefore, his recommendation is to approve. So is there a second to
I'll make-
his motion?
I'll make that motion that we accept those applications.
Thank you, Richard. All those in favor of approval say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. And Bob Doan reviewed the next two applicants. He found each of them with more than 4 years. One had 6 years and 10 months. Each of them had bachelor's. One had a master's. McMenemy has a master's. So each of them has appropriate education experience following the degree. His recommendation is to approve. Is there a second to his motion?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Then Richard Swezak reviewed Rue and Rudy for Class 1 credit Part 1.
Make a motion that we accept both applications as they had a degree and experience.
I will second that. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. John DeWolf reviewed the next applicant, Quinn Zacharias, for Class 1 exam, credits Part 1 and 2, and approved Class 1 license.
Okay, I have problems.
Okay,
He has a Florida bachelor's degree in 2020. His experience is 8/21 through 8/25, but the whole experience, he's at Yale University working under a PhD. There's nothing wrong with the experience, but my question is he a student? And if he is a student, then that experience is not adequate. The other thing is he's taken both exams. He took the EIT in May 21, the PE in August 21, in Florida, and I'm just confused. I don't know why he's not licensed in Florida if he did that, except he's now has experience. But I have a question about his experience. So I would like to know basically whether he's a student or is he a full-time researcher at Yale?
good question. And it's a fair question for him to be asked to provide his experience. We've talked about this before, in that we weren't going to give the the graduate assistant as experience.
It is,
There's
if he's working on a PhD, it's worth 2 years. But that
Okay,
doesn't come to 4. If he's working full-time as just a researcher, and then I would still have a question, and that is that he's working under a PhD without a license. He's not a PE, and the PEs he gives are in Florida, Texas, Virginia, but he's working at Yale. This is questionable. So I think the basic question is he a student or not?
okay, so truthfully, if he's working toward his PhD, but he hasn't finished, right? He doesn't have the 2-year credit.
Right. So he doesn't really have, and working as a student doesn't give you adequate experience. I would say the experience is questionable. So the basic thing is he needs to describe whether he's a student or not. And
Right.
if he's,
So do we ask him for a description of his curriculum or his experience?
well, his experience is well presented. If he's actually a full-time researcher, not a student, then I would look at it again. But let's ask him if he's working on a degree.
Okay. So the motion is to advise the, well,
The motion is to
table,
table and find out whether he's working on a degree or not.
I'm trying to figure out how to word that. Please clarify your education status at this time, right? To clarify your
No, I just
education.
want to know if he's working on a degree. Is he a student or is he a full-time researcher?
Okay,
How's
in your
that?
current capacity, are you working toward a degree?
Yes.
So the motion is to table and request clarification from the applicant as to whether or not he is currently working toward
A degree.
a degree. You got that, Jane?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So a second to that motion?
Second,
Thank you, Richard. All those in favor of the motion to table and request a clarification of the status of the applicant as to whether or not he is working toward a degree. All those in favor say aye.
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 Although any opposed, and I will qualify because I don't know whether Quinn is he or she. All right, now moving back in our regular agenda, did I miss any? Okay, now we are looking at the class 4 reciprocity applicants. The first ones that I reviewed. Bear with me for a moment, please, so I can find my own. Here we go. All right. I reviewed Peggy Abu Araj. I'm going to take them separately if you don't mind. Has a bachelor's of mechanical engineering from Beirut. The evaluation was very good. My motion is to approve. She's in fire protection. So good experience. Currently licensed in New York through the end of this month, but currently licensed. So my motion is to approve Peggy Abu Araj for class 4 reciprocity. Is there a second to my motion?
Second.
Thank you, John. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. The next applicant was something went awry here. I didn't get the agenda till this morning, so I got a different name on my applications, but I'll just take Arlinson. And Arlinson, Chris Arlinson. He has a Bachelor of Civil Engineering. It's a technology degree in 1994. He has multiple licenses. He's a civil engineer, structures, 26 years with the same company. He was not listed as a model law engineer. My recommendation is to approve Chris Arlinson for class 4 reciprocity. Period. Is there a second to my motion?
Second.
It's a technical degree. He's got 26 years experience, well beyond what we do normally. So I'm sorry, I didn't have a second.
Second, yep.
Thank you, John. I'm emphasizing the fact that he's listed as qualifying with a technical degree for reference to the next application that I'm going to review. So all those in favor of the motion to approve Chris Arlinson for Class 4 reciprocity, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Now, Jane, unfortunately, in the regular agenda, Linda Auf was not on my list. Instead, I had Jesse Anderson the fourth. So do we have Anderson elsewhere? Because I received the application, but it wasn't listed over here.
Yeah, you received the incorrect one. My fault.
It's okay.
I'm gonna quickly send you the correct one.
You can send me oof and I'll look at it, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, please.
Okay. So under Jesse Anderson the fourth, he has a Lafayette College technical degree, a Bachelor of Science in May of 20. It's a technical degree, and he was listed as a model law engineer. So two questions come to mind. Why is he listed as a model law engineer unless NCAAS has decided all of a sudden that the technical degrees are model law? If so, then why wasn't Chris Arlinson listed as a model law engineer? Jesse Anderson IV is licensed in Virginia. He has 7 years of experience, and I see no reason why he should not be licensed in Connecticut. Therefore, my recommendation is to approve Jesse Anderson for reciprocity. And I just question why he was listed as a model law engineer with a technical degree. There's probably not going to be an answer to that today. So is there a second to my motion to approve Jesse Anderson IV?
Second.
Thank you, Al.
Okay. Oh, good.
Any further discussion about the model law aspect? I'm just making it known that that's the way the NCAAS application was listed. So all those in favor of the motion to approve, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. So that was okay. Okay. All right. So John DeWolf reviewed the next three applicants, Drozowski, four. You're right. I can't count. There's too many marks over here. Bernth, Drozowski, Easton, and Gu.
Go is a China bachelor's, but no deficiencies. He also has a U.S. master's and PhD. The Drozowski and Easton did not have the NCEES form, but basically I move that all four be approved.
Thank you, John.
Second.
Is there a second? Thank you, Al. All those in favor of the motion to approve Bernth through Gu for reciprocity, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carried. Bob Doan reviewed the next three applicants, Cuda, Leisure, and Leyte. Obviously non-model law, all bachelors, all registered in other states, New York, Maine, and New Jersey, 31 years, 40 years, and 5 years and 4 months in fire protection. So his recommendation is to approve all three, Cuda, Leisure, and Leyte. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Richard. All those in favor of the motion to approve Cuda, Leisure, and Leyte for Class 4 reciprocity, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Then Rob also reviewed the applicant for Class 4 reciprocity. Okay, so Rob had an issue with Murdoch and that his application came up with 3 years, 11 months. He has good experience. He's got a PE in he has a PE in New Jersey, licensed in New York, but also passed the PE in New Jersey, what his notes say. So he had on his application 3 years, 11 months. He theoretically needed 4. However, I would accept that myself. And then so both applicants that he reviewed, Murdoch and Neath, on their applications had 3 years, 11 months. I guess they assumed that they were going to be accepted as 4 years by the time we got to the application. But let's see, let me take them one at a time. Murdoch, BS from SUNY College, City College, 3 years, 11 months, licensed in New York. And he has 3 years, 11 months experience at the time of his application. Rob's recommendation is to approve unless the consensus is to deny for the 1 month. My recommendation would be to approve based on the 3 years, 11 months.
I
Any
would
comment?
agree.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to accept Rob's recommendation for Murdoch? 3 years, 11 months, SUNY City College, license in New York.
So move. Or so I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor of the motion to approve Murdoch, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Second application, applicant, same situation. Zachary Neath, master's in civil engineering from Penn State, licensed in New Jersey. He has 3 years, 11 months following the degree. He's got the master's, so he actually kicks up 1 more. So there should be no problem with that. His recommendation is to approve. Is there a second? Thank you, John. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. The last applicant, one of the other applicants was Obeng, Samuel Obeng. Review says equivalent. Okay, so his recommendation is to approve Mr. Sam Obeng, licensed in New Jersey, 8 years, 10 months experience. Recommendation to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Richard. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. And the last applicant that Rob reviewed was Ashika Raman, BSCE from Bangladesh. She has a master's and a PhD from Louisiana State University. She's got 5 years and 4 months experience. His recommendation is to approve. Is there a second to the motion? Thank you,
Second.
Richard. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. So Rob's recommendation was approval for Raman, Murdoch, Neath, and Obeng. And Richard, you reviewed the last 4: Sarker, Scully, Stallone, and Van Groo.
Okay, Saker has a degree from Bangladesh, and he has a master's and a PhD. He originally got his degree in Bangladesh in 2015, and I guess he worked in Bangladesh for a few years, and then he came over and he did get a master's and a PhD. And I guess his experience that he has listed is 3 years and 6 months. So, with the master's and the PhD, that puts him over the required time period for experience. Scully and Stallone each have over 20 years experience and, have good degrees. So I'll take those 3 and make a motion that we accept their applications.
Sarker, Scully, and Stallone. Is there a second to the motion to approve?
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. That leaves us to Jeffrey Van Grue.
Jeffrey Van Groove has a degree, a bachelor's in physics.
Oh.
And he has a master's from I guess the New Jersey Technical Institute. But again, I know that our policy is that if they don't have a bachelor's in engineering, that we don't necessarily approve. He only has 8 years of experience, but I believe his, because of the fact that when he got a job out of college, he worked as a inspector, not necessarily doing engineering or doing anything along those, like a technician that would do, testing type of thing. So I don't necessarily believe that that's engineering experience. So, I think that number one, he doesn't have a degree in engineering, and number two, I think that some of his experience that he lists can't be necessarily utilized as real engineering. That you can be a technician, but not necessarily doing engineering. So, and that, because of those two things, I'll make a motion that we deny Jeffrey Van Grode his application for lack of having a viable engineering degree.
Second.
All those in favor to deny Jeffrey Van Grue due to the lack of a qualifying engineering degree, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Thank you, Richard. I am taking one more minute to finish the review of Linda Aouf, who has experience with the same company for the last 8 years. Prior to that, an extensive experience with EN Engineering. One more moment. All specialties in civil, all good endorsements here. Hold on one more second. There was an evaluation done with no deficiencies from NCEES. And checking the endorsements, all here in good shape. Great engineer, no reservations. Okay, and current license in February 27 from Florida as one. Illinois for another. There's several. Okay, so my recommendation on Linda Aouf is to approve Class 4 reciprocity.
I'll
Is there a
second.
second? Thank you, Al. No other discussion, good evaluation, good experience. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. I believe that concludes our regular agenda.
What about the
Tony? Oh, thank you, John. Yep, there's 2 reconsiderations.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, John.
Okay,
I missed those. Where are they? Let's see.
page 2.
Oh, no wonder I missed them. What are you doing putting them in the front of the agenda? Page 2. You know what? They didn't get to my agenda. Oh, here they are. No, Richard has them. Sorry, I was looking for John. John brought it to our attention. All right, Richard. You reviewed Kenneth Volto and Judd Whibble for
I only
reconsideration.
received one. I don't.
All right, well, we had two applicants. Volto, which one did you have, John? I mean, Richard.
I had, unfortunately, hold on. I'm trying to get my. Can't get to that. Hold on. Let me move. Okay, I had Volto. Oh, there's one. No, actually, I do have both of them. I looked at Volto, and I guess he had a degree. Hold on. I guess he had a master's. Let me get, for some strange reason, I can't get to my. Why isn't it open? There we go. Fine. Unfortunately, I'm in Colorado in Vail, and I don't have my multiple screens that I'm looking at. So I'm kind of trying to do it on one screen, and somehow it's not working.
Like trying to ski with one ski.
It is.
But you're good at that.
Yeah. Not that great. Why I can't, for some strange reason, it's not coming up for me. But anyways, I guess, Zvolto didn't have an engineering degree, but he had a master's from Carnegie Mellon. And he took 3 semesters to get his master's, and he had it evaluated by NCSS. And NCSS took all his master courses, and then they took an additional 2 courses from his undergraduate degree and said it was an equivalent, he had an equivalent engineering experience. So, I mean, if that's the criteria that they're going to be using from, our position is that, you need a bachelor's. But, I guess normally if you take supplemental courses to get additional engineering experience, we have accepted that. So I guess because of the fact that, he had taken an additional semester of engineering courses at Carnegie Mellon, then he would have adequate engineering courses to.
One semester?
Well, he has three semesters. So he had 3 semesters at Carnegie Mellon.
One
And
semester plus a master's. And what is his undergraduate degree in?
I'm trying to find that, and I unfortunately, like you said, I'm finding it hard to bring it up. Why doesn't it show me? Shares. I don't know.
I can tell
Something's-
you what according to his NCS record, he has a bachelor's in geoscience from Montclair State University. and then a master's in civil and environmental engineering from, as Richard said, Carnegie Mellon.
How many credits in the total masters?
Let's see.
I think he had 44 credits from Carnegie Mellon, and then he had two additional courses from his undergraduate degree that for 5 credits that gave him 49 credits of engineering hours versus the 48 required. So they said it was equivalent.
He has a master's plus 1 semester. I hardly think that's equivalent to a 4-year engineering degree. That's what it sounds like to me.
So ask him for let's have, a table and ask for the transcripts and just take another look at it.
Well, I think the transcripts are, included, and maybe, if John, looks at it, he can sort of figure out better than I can as to.
We're gonna I think that's a good idea, and we're gonna confront this issue of the inconsistency, if you will, with our regulation and our interpretation and NCAA's willingness to accept the number of credits, rather than the curriculum, which is important, has been important to the board, and John has recognized the significance of it because there's no breadth of it. You're getting a depth but no breadth.
That's exactly right. It's the breadth that's missing. I mean, I don't see it, but 1 semester, a science degree plus 1 semester plus a master's does not come to a 4-year engineering degree.
What was the science degree? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
It was geoscience.
They probably took the 2 credits on the soil, on the geology, and added them to the master's program.
Right.
Well, I think that's what they did.
I think in this case, let's table it to evaluate the engineering curriculum. It's a fair question, and then we can all take a look at it, because it's got to be, weighed against our consistency of our policy, and then decide how it fits in. We've been concerned about that every time we come up with one of these. I keep going back to the structural engineer with every credential in the book, and he was a physics major. Give me a break. So would you consider tabling your motion? Would you consider a motion to table and request, or table it for reconsideration of the educational curriculum?
Correct. And I'm looking at, I guess, Judson Wibble's reconsideration letter. And he says, to respond to the qualification requirements as noted in your letter dated, I do not hold a 4-year undergraduate degree in engineering. My undergraduate degree was in physics, and although I intended to do a 3-2 program, which provides a bachelor's in physics and a bachelor's in engineering, instead I graduated in 3.5 years and enrolled in the graduate school of civil engineering at Rutgers University, but also adding undergraduate engineering coursework. I'm not sure, that,
Well,
I hold them.
that's the other applicant. So, I mean, you could
Right.
ask both of them to table so we can all look at the educational background.
All right.
Let John provide an opinion on that.
All right, I'll make a motion that we also table Judson Wibble's reconsideration.
Right, you just say, they've already asked us to reconsider, and it's more ambiguous than it was in the first place.
Right.
But since it's a reconsideration, are we doing ourselves any disfavor by saying, look, we looked at it once, you're asking us to look at it again? It sounds like Wibble made more of a concerted effort to take more courses than what you've described about Zvolto.
Correct. Well, yes, I mean, if John takes a look at it, Possibly he could make some sense.
I think we all should see it.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
think
no,
that's-
everybody should see. No, I'm sure.
all right.
It's a tricky one, so I think we all need to look at it,
Mm-hmm.
at both of them.
Correct.
Okay, so the motion is to table the decision on Zvolto and Whibble for further consideration of the educational curriculum, the engineering curriculum, right?
Correct.
Is that a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Do you have it clear, Jane?
I believe so. Thank you.
All those in favor of the motion to table the applications, the reconsideration of the applications for Zvolto and Whibble for further consideration of the engineering curriculum, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Table. That was it. Table for reconsideration of education. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. I don't know if that was a double vote, but I lost track. Do we have any other further applications or business to discuss? I think not. And if not, there's only one thing left to do.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Regina.
I'll,
Is there a
I'll
second
second
to
if
that
it needs a
motion?
second, but
Thank you, Richard.
everybody have a happy holiday.
Okay.
We worked hard today, everybody.
I
And
know.
thank you for your patient engineers to go through that. That necessary public, whatever it was, executive session.
Okay.
And yes, enjoy the holiday and family, and
Best of the holidays.
thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Enjoy the holidays. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.